Maya Chen checked her watch as she walked through the bustling terminal of Kennedy International Airport. Her black leather briefcase swung gently at her side, and her tailored navy suit drew admiring glances from fellow travelers. She had built her tech empire from nothing, turning a small startup into a billion-dollar company in just 8 years. Today, she was flying to Chicago to finalize a merger that would change the industry forever. The first-class line was empty when she approached gate 47. Maya handed her boarding pass to the flight attendant, a tall man with slicked back hair whose name tag read Derek Walsh. He scanned the pass, then looked up at her with narrowed eyes. "Ma'am, this must be a mistake," Derek said, his voice dripping with condescension. "This ticket shows first class." Maya blinked slowly. "Yes, that is correct. First class, seat RA." Derek turned the paper over, examining it like it might be counterfeit. "Where did you get this ticket? Did someone give it to you?" "I purchased it myself," Maya replied, keeping her tone measured. "Is there a problem?" "Well," Derek glanced at the growing line behind her, "we need to verify this. It seems unusual. Are you sure you did not mean to book economy? Maybe you should check your confirmation email." Heat rose in Maya's chest, but she maintained her composure. She pulled out her phone and showed him the confirmation. Derek barely looked at it before shaking his head. "I am going to need to call my supervisor," he announced loudly, ensuring everyone nearby could hear. "We have had issues with fraudulent upgrades lately." Passengers whispered behind her. Maya stood firm, her jaw tight. She knew exactly what was happening. She had experienced it before, though never quite this blatantly. A woman in her 50s marched over, her supervisor badge gleaming under the fluorescent lights. Linda Marks crossed her arms and surveyed Maya with open suspicion. "What seems to be the problem here?" Linda asked Derek, not bothering to address Maya directly. "This passenger is claiming she has a first-class ticket, but I think we should verify," Derek explained, his tone suggesting he had already made up his mind. Linda took the boarding pass, glanced at it for half a second, then looked Maya up and down. "Honey, are you sure you can afford first class? There is no shame in flying economy. Most people do. We can get you resorted to your proper seat." "My proper seat is 2A, Maya said, her voice like steel wrapped in silk. "First class. As indicated on my valid ticket." "Listen," Linda stepped closer, lowering her voice to a threatening whisper, "you can either go to economy willingly, or we can call security and have you removed from this airport entirely. Your choice." The gate area had gone silent. Dozens of passengers watched the confrontation unfold. Some looked uncomfortable. Others pulled out their phones. Maya noticed at least 3 people recording the interaction. Maya took a deep breath, then reached into her purse and pulled out her phone. "Excuse me for one moment. I need to make a call." Derek smirked. "Calling your lawyer will not help you, sweetheart." Maya ignored him. She dialed a number and walked a few steps away. The conversation lasted less than 30 seconds. "Hello, James." "Yes, it is me. I am at gate 47, Kennedy Airport, flight 1847 to Chicago. I have a situation that requires immediate attention. Could you please make the necessary calls?" "Thank you." She ended the call and returned to the gate counter, where she stood silently. Derek and Linda exchanged glances, then laughed quietly between themselves. "Did you call your boss to explain why you will be late?" Linda mocked. "Because you are not getting on this plane." "We will see," Maya replied calmly, checking her watch again. 28 minutes passed. Maya waited with the patience of someone who had endured far worse and emerged victorious. Derek and Linda busied themselves with other passengers, occasionally shooting her triumphant looks. Then the atmosphere changed. 3 men in dark suits came running down the terminal, their faces flushed and anxious. Behind them, airport security rushed to keep up. The crowd parted as they reached gate 47. Where is she? One of the men demanded, his voice cracking with panic. Where is Maya Chen? Derek pointed at Maya, confusion spreading across his face. She is right there, but who, oh God, the man breathed. He was Robert Mills, CEO of Skyward Airlines. His face had gone pale. He rushed to Maya, his hands raised in a gesture of apology. Ms. Chen, I am so incredibly sorry. I came as soon as I heard. Linda's smug expression melted into bewilderment. I do not understand. Who is she? Robert turned to Linda, his eyes blazing with fury. This is Maya Chen, CEO of TechVision Global and the majority shareholder of Horizon Investment Group, which owns 63% of this airline. She is, effectively, your boss. Or rather, she was. You are both terminated, effective immediately. Derek's face went white. Wait, what? No, there must be some mistake. The only mistake was yours. Robert cut him off. Security, please escort these two from the premises. Ms. Chen, I cannot express how horrified I am. This is unacceptable. Two FAA officials stepped forward. The taller one addressed Robert directly. Mr. Mills, based on this incident and several other complaints we have received, we are launching a full investigation into discriminatory practices at Skyward Airlines. Until further notice, all Skyward flights are temporarily grounded for mandatory staff retraining. Guests rippled through the crowd. Robert nodded grimly. We will cooperate fully. Whatever it takes to make this right. Maya finally spoke, her voice carrying across the silent gate area. This is not about me. This is about every person who has been judged, dismissed, or humiliated because of how they look. This ends now. Robert nodded vigorously. Ms. Chen, your seat is ready. Please, allow me to escort you personally. Maya picked up her briefcase and walked toward the jet bridge. As she passed the other first-class passengers, several offered apologetic nods. Others looked ashamed. She settled into seat 2A, the leather soft beneath her. Through the window, she watched airport personnel scramble to manage the grounded flights. News helicopters circled overhead. Her phone buzzed with messages from reporters and colleagues. Maya Chen smiled quietly. She had not sought this confrontation, but she had been prepared for it. Years of building her empire had taught her that real power was not about wealth or status. Real power was about using your position to create change, to ensure that the next person would not have to endure what you did. As the plane finally took off, hours later with a completely new crew, Maya looked out at the clouds and thought about justice. It was not always swift, but when it came, it was absolute, and today, it had wings.